Target is flight 4, Bravo, 65, 20 low. Everyone.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition. Craig is having some issues logging in, evidently, so we'll get him fixed in here momentarily. So, good morning. Hopefully, you got your cup of coffee. Welcome, Nigel, and everybody else that's tuning in. And today we have a special guest. His name is Matthew. Matthew, come on down. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, brother. How about yourself?
Oh, wonderful. So, tell me, introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Matthew Weatherington. I'm a practitioner of shamanism, ancient Mayan culture, and lost Atlantean civilizations. Um, that being said, to awaken the state of consciousness, to to move through realms that aren't usually moved through, to have an understanding, and to be able to accept and let go of fear as well. Um, right now, I'm truly blessed to be able to teach um, my knowledge on ancient Mayan civilization as well as shamanism, because shamanism is a practice that, if done correctly, in the right with the right heart and the right state of mind, you can really achieve a lot with heightening your consciousness and understanding who you are in this world.
That's interesting. How did you get involved in all this? How did it all start?
Well, it's been a long road for me. When I was a child, I always knew something was greater or something was a little different. I always used to say, I'm one of God's warriors. I'm one of God's warriors. Never had a church background or anything, but I always had that feeling. And now, you know, having been through certain situations and very very testing situations, I should say, um, to really open up what was there all along, and to have an understanding, and to try to spread nothing but love in this world. and to bring unity to people in general.
So you're saying
Like
shamanism,
I said,
right?
yes,
So
yes,
what is a
shamanism.
shamanism for people that don't know?
Shaman, Shamanism is a spiritual practice involving practitioners or shamans to interact with the spirit world um, through altered states of consciousness, often through healing, guidance, and community benefit. It's rooted in the indigenous cultures worldwide. Um, and there's certain practices. So there's shaman magic. There's the drums. Then that's a form of vibration itself. um, Being aware of everything in your surroundings because spirit's talking to you all the time, and it could be through the wind blowing through the trees, through a hawk flying right above your head, to a certain feeling you get when you're out in nature by streams, rivers, and just in the forest in general, and bringing that aspect of spirituality to it through shamanism because the the ancient Mayan cultures they were shamans, and they learned how to manipulate not only weather but actually the elements within themselves. And then there's certain esoteric practices, I guess you would call shamanism, shaman magic, where they're scrying, looking into the clouds, interpreting the signs of the universe through space time. And that being said, it's a really magical world we live in if you truly open your eyes and are able to see.
No, you're absolutely right. There are things out there that exist that shouldn't exist, right? And
That's
things
correct.
that we don't even know how it works. And absolutely. So, what drew you to shamanism? How did you know it was the right fit for you?
Um, well, this is a funny story. My a good friend of mine, his name's Cooper. He's a drummer, and he had his own studio, and we would drum a lot. And one of the things that we got really good and really mess with each other is like doing war drum type uh type drumming and doing those tones over and over again for that long. The literally the synchronicity, and then through the rhythm and through vibration in general, it literally truly does something to the human brain. It unlocks chambers that were previously locked.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, because a lot of people they hear shamanism, right? And the first thing they think of is witchcraft and stuff. And I try to good morning, Roger, and I try to tell people it's not necessarily that. It's the practitioner behind it, right? That
That is
makes a
correct.
difference. So
Very,
and
very much so.
Mayan. Wow, that is pretty interesting. What drew you to that, to learn that and to teach that?
To be honest with you, it's something that just came to me in spirit. Okay, well, first of all, Mayan bloodlines are the RH universal donor. They would be the O negative, and that's a very rare blood type. So that blood type in general is associated with that culture. It's associated with Atlantean culture. And that being said, it's kind of inside of you. And once you get to that awakened state, you search out these things and just kind of stumble upon things that just are perfectly in place by the infinite universe.
Yeah, so what happened to the Mayan civilization? What's your theory?
Well, there's definitely speculations, but you can look through ancient Egypt, and then ancient Maya have a very similar, not only architecture, but a very similar energy system, and working with solstices and through astrology and the powers that be. To say, I really truly feel like they got taken in my personal opinion. I feel like they were able to leave this reality, this space time, because there's no evidence of them really going anywhere. And they were really interested in the Pleiades star system, and of course, through Mayan astrology, through their signs and everything. I think they had a large knowledge on how to use their body as a vessel, pretty much as a chariot. And when that energy source matches up during the right time, and under the right circumstances, I feel like they truly transcended on into the next level.
That actually makes sense. Yes. So, what are some of the misconceptions about the Mayan civilization and culture that you can help clear up to the viewers and such?
Okay, again, like I said, it's per practitioner. So in those days, they thought, okay, for instance, for example, ritualistic sacrifice, was a thing, But in all honesty, that didn't have to go that route, but they seen and experienced things, what I'm saying, where they thought they had to appease certain entities or certain deities that they would come in contact with. And like I said, something it all comes through your eyes. So the way they see it is not the way I'm going to see it. Is not the way you're going to see it. We're all looking at this ball from different angles. But if we can
Right.
get a picture with all of us around that ball, we get a whole view of everything going on surrounding.
Well, speaking of the person, well, good morning, Craig.
Morning. Good morning. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm enjoying the conversation with Matthew. Very interesting.
Yes. You
Good morning,
doing?
Craig.
Morning. How are you, man? Welcome to the show. I
I'm doing
know
well,
I'm
sir. Doing
late,
well.
but I've been listening as well. So welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
So so we're doing this where I'm sure, hopefully there's more teachers showing up. But so have you been explaining what you do? And
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fascinating.
excellent. So for myself, I'm going to focus more on the frequencies and get to the basics of which frequencies are for what part of the body and how to incorporate that in your meditation and do it that way. Um, like obviously for people that don't know, there's a frequency for every part of your body. The main ones from like your crown chakra, from working your way down. Um, there's 7 main ones, and then once you hit your crown, then it breaks off into different aspects of different frequencies for emotions, different frequencies for physical growth, and so it kind of darts off to different frequencies. But it's about knowing all the frequencies at that point, right? Once you've opened up that crown chakra completely, it's about learning every frequency for every issue. And they're all proven to have some effect on us mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So that's what I'll be doing in my class. And right now we have 5 teachers. We have Kate, which is more about the moon phases, deities, a little bit of spell work. Um, she's going to be amazing. All the different phases of the moon and how it correlates with your body. Excellent, excellent. We also have who we call the Word Witch, and she is about um, speaking properly. What is our intention when we are talking, and how to communicate that properly without judgment and without. It's literally how you talk and speak, and your intention, what it means. So it's really interesting. We also have Jennifer, who will be all about twin flames and manifestation and going to the root of many other different aspects. She's amazing. And myself with the frequencies, and also Matthew. So we got a good little team going here, and I think it'll be a great learning experience for so many people. So the courses are basically $100 for the full course, which is all the teachers, or $40 a class if you chose just to go that route. We're hoping to really open up everybody's mind to different aspects, different modalities, and different learning off each other. And everybody's going to learn here. And I think it can be really beneficial for people. Like I already know it's going to be beneficial for me. And being able to have the different modalities and healing, and it's all about healing, and that's what we want, right? That's what we're all a part of. Do you have certain frequencies, Matt, that you use on a regular?
On a regular, like I said, I do hand drum. To be honest with you, the best sounding, the best vibrational tone I've ever had in a drum or in a chanting or oming session is a deep either bass drum, like I had one made out of it made in Tibet by a Tibetan monk. It was deer skin, just literally wrapped around literally a piece of sheet metal, screwed in a circle, and it was the best sounding drum I've ever heard. You could literally stand in front of it while somebody was drumming and feel the rings of vibration hit
Yeah.
you and reside through your body.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Do you use a different frequency, or are you just using your drums?
Um, I don't know the
Okay.
hertz or the frequency from it, but the drums, of course, and then like I said, ohming, um, and I've tested out different types of ohms, different tones of ohms,
Right.
and they all have a benefit in a certain way. And I've thought to myself, we're all unique. We all have our own vocal, our own throat chakra um, frequency.
Yeah.
So that being said, I really think it's very important for each individual to carry their own vibration, especially with
Yeah.
practicing shamanism, because that aligns with them more than anything is what they were given.
Absolutely. You're going to find that my frequencies are going to line up with your drumming. And one of the main ones was, normally it's 396 for the average chakra, for the root chakra, which is kind of the base tone. But there's still like 6 other frequencies that go along with that. Um, so base with the drumming, it's actually 256, and that's where that deep tone comes into play, right? And
Yes.
and when the ohms, like you're saying, like so yeah, it'll be interesting to tie those two together for you as well, right?
Most definitely,
That'd
I'm
be
very
interesting. Yeah,
a whole new experience. A whole new just vibe. Especially like I said, with everybody with the same intentions and the same just love for bringing everybody together and all of us learning together is a beautiful thing.
yes, absolutely. I'm so excited. It's a shame that the others couldn't make it. my computer dead, not charger. No, I'm running off my phone, so I'm kind of stuck here. But too bad. So, how's it going with you, Chris? What are you thinking?
Yeah, it sounds great, man. I love all the frequencies. My favorite is C and D. So
Right, and that ties into your solar plex and your throat. Say more your solar plex and heart chakra is what you're working with there. Even 528. So if you played 528, you'd find a connection with that one.
that's awesome.
And so yeah, we're when we're gonna do the full encore, it's like we're going to, for myself, we're going to talk about telepathy, the different frequencies for enlightenment, desire, vanity, anger, fear, grief. We're going to go into this hundreds of frequencies we can take this to, and I think it's going to be interesting how this all plays out for everyone, and how we have a Discord as well, the collective, our awakening collective, and we can send a link through if you're interested. And again, I think it's going to be an amazing experience. So normally on the show, we normally just play some frequencies, right, and do some readings. Or does anyone have any questions about anything? Or
No, so far we're good.
all right, let me see what we. Yeah. So, what are you excited about the most, Matthew?
The most I think I'm excited about is literally being able to share my knowledge with others for a greater good, for a purpose of being, and like you said, healing, most definitely healing. Um, to be able to let go of fear and embrace your true self. Um, just like I was speaking earlier. The Mayans, they were really deep in believing and had knowledge about the Pleiades star system. So that being said, again, that's when we bring astrology into play, and we're bringing energies that are unparalleled to anything we have on this plane of existence here on Earth, and it expands further than we can even imagine. So to be able to learn about the star systems and astrology part of it, and learning how to use the energies, and then being able to turn that around and become literally one with nature, um, through element manipulation, through having a contact or having a special bond with animals, to be able to hear, see, smell, taste, and feel at a heightened state, um, more than I could even put into words. And not only that, the state of consciousness, the, not only the thought process that comes behind it, but the sharing of everybody uniting with the same cause and the same setting, if that makes sense.
It does. It makes perfect sense. We don't.
We're going to be doing.
Morning,
Good
Kate.
morning.
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Good morning.
Welcome. So, Kate, introduce yourself, Kate.
My name is Caitlin. I'm an intuitive energy worker, and I also as well work with the Lunar Wheel of the Year. celebrating all of the equinoxes and understanding and working one with the earth so that we can all flow to the same rhythm and heartbeat.
Excellent.
Awesome.
So there's different phases. Explain how that works.
So I basically I follow the Celtic lunar calendar, which believes that spring equinox is the beginning of our new year. So instead of celebrating back in January, we've been in a bit of a spiritual hibernation, preparing for the work of when Persephone comes up from the underworld and spring begins. So we celebrate the spring equinox as the start of the year. And it really just does begin with understanding when the earth wakes up and growing with it. So if we start our spring at believing in the infancy of the world, as we go throughout the year and make our way into Samhain and then Yule and Imbolc, all of these other Celtic holidays that have very structured Christianity beliefs. You can go back to most of these pagan holidays and, we celebrate Yule. That's just Christmas. So a lot of it is understanding when the earth is actually going into these rhythms naturally and working with it and taking part in the collective energy of celebrating these Sabbaths and these equinox and really understanding that when you're one with the earth and you work with it, that all of these collective energies are going to come together and you are all working as one root to the core of a bigger, beautiful tree.
Well said.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. Well, there you go, Chris. There's your introduction.
Perfect.
So again, she is one of the teachers for sure, right? Just to let everybody know. If you're interested, reach out to me and we will all take care of it. And again, the price would be $40 per class or $20 for all teachers and getting involved with learning all different modalities. Again, Matthew with shamanism and the Mayans and Egyptian calendars and rituals, and then we have Kate, myself with frequencies, and we have the word witch, which is more psychology and speaking with intention with your words and not coming across in reaction to trauma or any other situation, just factual. We have a great core of people. I think we have a great core of people. There's a difference in how we talk and how we speak, which makes that true and brings that into the light. We have a great group of people. This is going to be amazing. Or this is amazing. So it's about how we talk, right? So that should be interesting. And then we
all about the collective, what we say and what we do and how we think.
Exactly. What else do we got here?
That's it so far.
It is. It's awesome. So I'll talk a little bit about frequencies. When you're talking about enlightenment, let's go from the crown chakra, right? Of course, you have your 693, you have your 639, we have our enlightenment at 700 hertz. But you can go into joy, love, and go down to fear of is 100, vanity 175, empathy 50 hertz. You can go, and then the lower is normally more the negative than the negative. When you're looking at the scale of frequency and the vibrational frequencies and what that brings out in a person or a client, the lower the vibration, the lower and deeper you get to using your root chakra and working your way up to sacral or solar plex. And for people that don't know what that is, again, it is about we have chakras throughout our body, and that connects that energy. So we have the crown chakra, which is above our head, third eye, throat, heart chakra, solar plex, sacral chakra, which is about your belly button, about an inch below, and your root chakra, which is sexual organs, tailbone, kidneys, bowel, all those areas. And there's a frequency for each. So this is going to be excellent. So yeah, it's going to be really, really cool to bring out these frequencies and add them in with all these different modalities. I'm really excited. I don't know if anyone wants to do readings while we're here. Caitlin, do you want to do a reading for somebody, or?
I'm willing to do energy readings if that's like.
All right. I don't know who we have in the background, but if anyone wants a reading or just ask.
Of course, I do. I'm not gonna be bashful.
Well, you've got such a bubbly, bright little personality about you too that I can already I'm into it. I think that right now everybody in the world's kind of in this place of trying to find our next step. It's like we all know what footing we're on, but we don't know what step we're taking next. And I kind of feel like I see you, Terry. I don't want to say you've been in a dark spot, have you? Because it doesn't really feel like you've been in a dark place, but it feels like you've just been kind of standing still and wondering maybe you know where you are and you know how you're doing, but you don't know exactly what's coming next.
Okay.
I have deities coming in and speaking to me. You don't work with you don't work with deities or anything like that, do you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but you haven't committed. You are not a devotee to any specific
No.
god or goddess. Yeah,
No.
there's a good bit of them that have their hand out for you and have been kind of walking with you for a while. I think they have accepted that you're kind of a solitary worker. You'll take their help when you need it and when you feel like you need that helping hand. But there is Thor is actually very strong with you. He's standing here, kind of doors open, waiting at saying, hey, he's been a real tough dude. He's fought all of the hard wars throughout his life. He might have felt like he was weak along the way at certain points growing up, but he's really put out a hard fight. And he's a child of mine because he's a soldier. I don't know. Thor tends to step out a lot when it comes to mental health. And I experienced him stepping up for me, through childhood bullying a lot. So he's a deity that comes through for people who really kind of need to feel like they are on a winning team, that they're standing with somebody that's going to be there and protect them and teach them how to protect themselves. Thor kind of is the one who says, I'm not going to fight your battles for you, but here's a pair of boxing gloves. Let me show you how to fight. So I can see where he's been kind of walking behind you for a good bit of life. And if that's ever something that interests you, he absolutely would love to work with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I tried to go into a reading and he's just standing here like, you're just gonna ignore me. You're not gonna tell him that like we're here and we want to do this. So instead of a reading, Thor decided to let you know that he is more than to be on your team if you want to work with him.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And as always, I like to remind people that just because you work with gods or goddesses and you have these deities that you're devoted to, that does not mean that you're announcing this as your Lord and one and only God. I myself am a Christian witch. I am here to serve the Lord, but I have deities, and God gave us other gods and goddesses to help us with certain battles. You think that the Lord or whoever is your higher power wants to deal with silly things like your love life? No. Go to Aphrodite. She's the goddess of love. She'll handle it. She'll work with you. She'll hold you and walk with you and help you understand why things are happening the way they are and help you be a voice when you don't have one for yourself. That's what they're here for. They're not here for us to bow down and worship. You know, do they want our respect? Yeah, they do. But respect is really easy to give, as many people don't believe as it is. Respect is really easy to hand out. And all you have to do is understand their story a little bit and be willing to learn. And that's working with a deity. That's being on the gods and the goddesses team. That's working with the universe and the cosmos and all of these things that we have been given to take advantage of.
Right. Okay. Jennifer, whenever you want to come to the stage, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Oh, she gave me a thumbs up. All right. She's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
No, I had too many things open on different phones. So I
No,
couldn't, I was over talking. So
all right. Wild Bill, the Reverend Wild Bill is like, cat, let me know what you see in me.
It's a spunky little personality, that's for sure.
Welcome, Jennifer. How are you, Jen?
hi. Good, and you?
Good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself.
About me?
Yeah.
So I do practice shamanism, but I've kind of entwined that in towards teaching people what manifestation is, how to live the life that they actually truly desire, because your thoughts become your reality. And then working with twin flames, because a lot of people get misunderstood about what an actual real twin flame is. They just assume that you're going to end up with your twin flame, and a lot will this lifetime, but a lot aren't going to unless you're actually physically both ready. They will find out one is like a karmic or a false twin or a catalyst twin or a full twin, like a true twin flame.
What's the difference from
So
twin
like
flame
what
to a
So a true twin, well, most people, there's always steps that you actually have to go through. It's the rule of the universe, because if you don't go through these steps, then when your actual true twin flame shows up, it's you're not going to appreciate it as much as you want. You always have to start with a karmic relationship. A karmic relationship's negative, very much negative. You guys fight constantly. It might start out at the beginning.
Is this all in one life?
This is all one life. Yeah. You have to follow it in order to be with your twin flame.
Okay.
Because at the very end, once you're with your twin flame, life's pretty good. Yes, it's challenging in certain situations, but the negative is overpowers when you're in, like, the positive overpowers the little bit of negative. So you always go through your karmic relationship first, then you'll go to a false twin. False twins, exact same kind of energy. You won't be able to tell the difference, but it'll be a negative. They won't push you forward. They won't push you forward. There is no anything. Then you will go to your catalyst twin flame. Your catalyst twin flame is exact same kind of energy, but then something's going to shift in that relationship. It's not, they'll still kind of push you forward, but not to the extent that you're meant to go. It can end up that they are drinking lots, doing drugs. Your energy just, it matches, but it doesn't match. There is no going forward. You're just kind of stagnant. You will go to your true twin flame. Your true twin flame is, they're going to push you forward. They're going to show you unconditional love. You usually get, and then you will end up going into dark night of the soul, because there will be a separation. When you go through your separation, that's when you realize you miss that person. You miss that energy. It's energy that you just thrive for. And then some make it through the dark night of the soul and go back together. And then some just carry on. And if they're not meant to be this lifetime, they will have taught you something.
So, what if you have only been one person in your life? What would that?
Well, you have to go through every stage, regardless. You might meet your twin flame after you have your karmic. That's allowed. You absolutely can. Because then, but you don't usually, I can't say 110% every single person's the same. I'm going to say 90% of twin flames work this way. They'd have to work this way, because if you go from a karmic relationship to a true twin, you miss all the other stages on experiencing what a false twin flame is, because a false twin has the same energy at the beginning, and then you miss your catalyst twin flame, and then you go right to your true one. You don't usually go that route. You could, I guess. I just don't see very many that do that.
Can you do that with the same person?
No, it's impossible.
So
there's rules with the universe that you have to follow with. Well, okay. The only reason why I know so much about twin flames is because my ascended master is Saint Germain. He is the person that's runs the twin flames. Like, him and his wife are the ones that actually created what twin flames actually are.
Okay.
But you have to experience every single one. And you will never tell the difference at the beginning. Sometimes people might jump one and then have, like, they'll jump their false twin and then go to their catalyst. I have seen that happen, but I've never seen you go from a karmic to a true twin flame. I've never seen that. Even in Akashic Records, I've never seen that.
So, again, I'm introduced. That's the next teacher that's involved in this. It's going to be an amazing experience. And congratulations on your up and coming event, Jen. That's awesome.
Thanks. Yeah, it's interesting.
Where will it be?
I'm going to host it at Bridgeland, Riverside Hall.
Excellent.
Mhm. And then I wrote a book, and
Yes. Go ahead. What's your book about?
manifestation, actually. So I've learned that different ways, because there's so many people that teach manifestation, right? Just like people have watched the Secret book or watched the Secret movie. They've left out so much information on actually what manifestation actually really is. But when it comes to manifestation, you can actually
Oh,
And she's gone there, ladies and gentlemen. She'll be back. So it happens. So
yeah.
Becca
Interesting.
and Jennifer's back. There she is.
I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. It just went bloop. Okay, so with manifestation, when I wrote my book, I tried so many different things. Because there's so many different teachers when it comes to manifestation. So when I first started learning it, I started using it as parking spaces. And then for the last 3 years, if anybody's ever been to Costco, they know that the parking lot is crazy busy. I've parked at the exact same spot for the last 3 years, 3 stalls from the front door. And then I learned different ways that you can trick your subconscious mind, because most people will tell you when you're manifesting, you can just close your eyes, start saying affirmations, and say, I have $10,000. Well, if you were struggling with money, how is it even possible for you to play the part and think that you actually have this $10,000 amount when you actually really don't have it? So it's very hard to trick your subconscious mind to believing that you are capable of manifesting this. But I've just found different ways that you can end up manifesting by using reverse psychology, I guess. So, like, for an example, say you, with an affirmation, your subconscious mind will realize that when you say, I don't have something, your subconscious mind will not comprehend, I don't. So all it will hear is, I blank have $10,000. So your subconscious mind won't hear, I don't. So by using little steps like that, you're switching the thoughts on your subconscious mind. And then just like certain breathing aspects, because I can do shamanism, and don't get me wrong, I love healing and I love helping people, but I find that there's more people in the world that are in poverty, in pain. They can't get over previous relationships. They can't get out of that upscale. So the more I can show people little things, the more people I'm going to be able to change. So that's why I started doing workbooks for like 30 days. That it'll start helping them, but I'm going to write a 90-day book, because 30 days is more of a tease, I guess, because only certain people are going to see very little spots when it comes to 30 days. You are going to see major shifts when it comes to the 90 days.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay, nice. I've manifested so many things, and it's just like I've manifested $10,000. I think the best manifestation that I ever experienced was me being a single mom at that time, and mom of 3 kids, I was very limited on funds. I didn't have so good a credit, stuff like that. But I wanted this 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. I just wanted it. I was like, let's just play and let's see if this will really work. So I ended up applying, and I did all my steps throughout the manifestation. And then I turned around and applied for it. I went for test drives. I pretended, absolutely pretended. And then I got a phone call from the dealership because I was like, let's just apply and see what happens. It's a $50,000 car. I'm going to get it. And I didn't doubt it, but I hesitated because I was like, They called me and they said, come, you've got the car. And I was like, you don't need my pay stubs or anything like that? And they're like, nope, just come sign the paper and you're good. And I'm like driving to the dealership. I'm like, they just gave me a $50,000 car without seeing that I had income just by my words. So it works.
Yes, it does. A lot of people understand it. You can manifest things, even a spouse or a loved one. So, yes.
Well, and people underestimate the amount of psychology that goes into spirituality, and it is about using your mental power to creating the purpose of what you want.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
All about intention. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I'm going to be giving, when I do I don't know if I'm going to do a webinar or whatever, but my 30 days book that I wrote, I'm just going to actually probably just give it away as a gift when they come to, when I do my thing in Calgary.
Okay.
All right. Well, start with Matthew. How do people find you, reach out to you, and follow you?
They can reach out to me to our Awakening Lives on Facebook and what other platform do you have, Craig? If you don't mind me asking.
We have TikTok. We have Our Awakening Lives. We have Craig Lee Floor. We have
and yeah, yes, all those and my TikTok and my Facebook. My Facebook's Matthew Weatherington, and my TikTok is Mystic Angel 13. But if you would like to reach me, it'd be better to do it in a group setting because we all here have a lot to offer. So you don't just get to see one of us, you get to see all of us and get a collective thought on anything that you really need. We're really gonna impact a lot of hearts and minds by doing this. And each of us with our aspects coming together makes that intention and that vibrational word make manifest in flesh.
Awesome. Thank you. And Becca.
Hi, yes, you can find me through Our Awakening Lives and all of those platforms, obviously, as well as my TikTok is Moonlit Mayhem. You can find me using Caitlin Becca on Facebook. And I am just really grateful to be able to join such a group of creative and ambitious people whose spirituality truly drives them. I love the whole, I could do all of this and just enjoy the spiritual debate and understanding and communication with other energies. So I'm very grateful for this.
Awesome. Awesome. And Jennifer.
Same thing. You can find me on the Awakening Live. I do TikToks, and then it's Jennifer Lovely 26 on that. But yeah, or Facebook. I do Facebook, and it's just under Jennifer Ferguson. So, other than if you can find me on the Awakening Live.
Awesome. And Craig, what do you think?
I think this is exciting. I'm so excited about this. Bringing everybody together, and I'm really excited to learn a lot more myself about shamanism. And for Kate, the moon phases and the different deities that go along with that style, and Jennifer with truly getting what you want because that's your intention and that's what's yours, and just manifesting what we truly want instead of focusing on that negative that we don't have. So it's going to be really interesting, and we have another one with, again, the word witch. Going to be amazing as well. So yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Awesome. It's great. Well, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. And don't forget, we got a show tonight at 7 and 9. Make sure to tune in for that. And from coast to coast, around the world, everybody, Godspeed. We'll catch you tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.